hi guys, hi guys. I changed my fairy lights and they twinkle now. Look. I love them so much. I was like, why did I never animate them before? Fid! Hey, hey, hey! Welcome, welcome. Today, we are going to do what a ton of people have asked me for. I look gorgeous, thank you, thank you, thank you. Today we'll do what a ton of people ask me for. And I've like, avoided doing it for so long, because I have the most scuffed ways of making V-Roads. But we're here, we're gonna do it, it's gonna happen. So we are going to make a waifu. Dreamery, thank you for the follow, thank you, thank you. So how this will go, chat, is I'm gonna set the base up, and then we're gonna pick what she's gonna have together. I'm pretty sure that's Selena? It is! It is! My very scuffed Korean didn't fail me. Thank you! Thank you, thank you, thank you! Thank you, Dreamery! We're actually gonna have a bit of a tutorial on how to make V-Roads that look kinda 2D-ish. So, a lot of people have asked me for this, and the answer every time I've been like, oh, I play around with things. I fuck around until it works. And they're like, no, that doesn't work. You need to like show us. So, we're here, and this is gonna be my very scuffed V-Roid tutorial on how I make my models. Yeah, this has been asked for more than once, because apparently my model has really flat anime style skin. So we'll go through what I do to make my models, and we'll make a waifu. I'm a little bit too small now. There we go. Alrighty, so I'm gonna do the base first. And the base I honestly use textures that I got from Booth, but for the purposes of science, we're gonna go through each of the steps that I take anyway. So, first thing I like to do is get the face stuff set up. So I start off with the face, and I turn the shade to white. And if you're new to V-Roid, this is really important. The shade will mess things up really, really badly. As you can see, even just messing around with it now, it ruins the aesthetic you want to go for. Well, that I enjoy going for. I think, based on the compliments I get, I feel like a lot of people like that aesthetic. Max, thank you for the follow, thank you, thank you. So, the base one has like these weird little bits here, and all of this. So I'm gonna import the texture that I use. You can't see my import screen right now, that's okay. And I'll show you on the texture side what my bases look like. So we're going to import this option. So as you can see, it's a lot flatter. There's like a little bit of shading up here, and there's a bit of shading on the sides. You can see there's also light coming through on some of the shading, which we also don't want. So what we do to get rid of that, we go to General, go to Rim Light. You want that at -1. And for the body, we also want the strength at -1. Will the VOD be available to view after the stream? They always are. They always are. They're always up on my YouTube. Occasionally I'll stop in the middle of a stream and like restart so that I don't need to download the entire VOD. Because I'm really lazy and I don't like waiting like 20 hours for it to render. So now the lighting's gone, this is good. Shading, I also put these off. And now we have a flat base. Now there's a line there because we haven't put the body texture on. So we'll do that next. So the body texture will reset if you change what clothing it has. So we're going to put this to a 1 piece. And we're just going to leave it like this because we'll mess with the clothing later. So body, I'm going to come here. Shade color. Now that we've turned the shading off, it's not going to make too much of a difference. But we put it up to white anyway. And I'm going to quickly import my body texture. There we go. Are these textures on Booth? Yes, they are. I've imported the wrong one. There's a little bit of a crease. That is fine. I'm just dumb. There we go. Problem solved. If I remember right, these textures are free. I think they're free or they're like very cheap. And everything I'm using is either free to use or it's very cheap and it's available and you're allowed to use it for VTubing characters, etc, etc. The only limitation on most of them is like, don't resell them, basically. They better be free. Up until I started streaming, when I got my like first donations and stuff, I had spent $2 on my model. Stretch! Thank you! Thank you! My shoulders have been... My shoulders have been cramping today. And a hydrate! Thank you! Is this gonna be another stream where I get bullied with hydrates? How am I doing at the moment? I'm okay, I'm okay. I have recovered from last night's crash marathon that nearly broke me. I'm avoiding playing Crash. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Can I set limits on the redeems? I don't mind the being bullied into drinking a ton of water. Alright. So, I think what we're going to do for this character, we're going to make a demon slash a succubus slash something along those lines. I don't know what I'm making. Hello, hope you have a good stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, we're going to make something like that. So, I think we're going to give her a little bit more blush. So what I do from here is add another layer on. I don't name my layers, so it turns into a bit of a mess, but for the purposes of this, we're going to. So the base texture comes with a little bit of blush. As you can probably tell by my model, I like my girls blushy. So we're just gonna grab this. I used to think this could only come up to 300, and then I realized you can type in a bigger number over here, and you can fix it up. Who names layers ever? Exactly. So up here, we turn mirror tool on, and I am going to switch to this brush and just add a little bit. Alright, I'm happy with that, so turn that all the way down. There we go, she's got a little bit of a blush. Entirely not necessary, I have a particular taste. Right, another thing I like to do with my base is I like to add another layer and add tiny little bit of a blush to the nose. And then also a tiny little bit, and I'm going to be swapping to my tablet now, just because it's easier to get the lines that I like. I have a very high sensitivity on my mouse, so this makes it a little bit easier for me. So using my tablet, and I just go a little bit under. That looks insane at the moment. So we have those two, we just bring them way down. You can change them to be multiply, and that will help blend the colours in a little bit better. So that's only at 12 opacity. I think we might add just a spot more on the nose. A bit higher up. Bring that back down. There we go. So now you can see how that's starting to look on the face. Oh, our chat's talking to each other. I love you, chat. You're so wholesome. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Some people like to do like a sort of point there as well. It's not my favourite thing in the world. I do really like it in drawn art styles, but I feel like it just doesn't translate as well on V-Roid. So we'll leave it like that. Okay, so there's our face done. You can see a lot of the face is this slightly darker colour, and then there's only a little bit here that's really the lighter colour we have. That's okay. It also has the ears done, but like, nobody really cares about the ears, unless you're doing an elf or something. Alright, I think that will be our base. For our face. Next thing, I like to come back up and go to the mouth. The default mouth is generally pretty okay, I think. So I don't mess with it too much. I like to make a new layer and get a darker red and just sort of go over it a little bit. I feel like the mouth always seems a little bit grey to me by default. There are also some really nice mouth textures that you can get, but I'm not using them. So let's adjust the opacity on those. And go to the exporter. Open my mouth up. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the colour. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the follow. Cool. So there's our mouth texture. The scleras, I don't really bother with. I don't think they used to be like this weird beigey colour, and then a recent V-Roid update changed them. I say recent, but like the V-Roid I was running up until recently was really old. Alright, eyeline. This is one of my favourite parts to do because I've got a ton of different textures that I like to use. So we'll remove the base one and we get a wonky looking thing. And I'm going to import one of my own. You can draw these, but there's also a lot of really good free ones. So I'm trying to do this in a like beginner easy way. So we'll import this. You can see the shape of it. Electric bubblegum, hello. And Raffamaple, hi. So it goes into the model pretty easily. I don't find that there's too many issues. Is that a fish? Is that carp? Is that carp? I woke up and my Twitter was covered with carps and I still don't know why. Nobody will explain to me what was going on. Next thing I like to do is come in here with a very little brush and clean up any sort of spots that are less than perfect. And I think, no, I didn't have mirroring on. That's okay. It's only a little thing. Always check whether you've got mirroring on, because I'm a dumbass and every single time I use Viroid, I inevitably mess it up. So there's our base. I feel like this is a little bit thin, so I'm going to grab that colour and go back in, thicken it up. Rafa Marble, thank you for the follow, thank you. I'm still not liking this end tip from the default one. Well, not the default, the imported one, so we'll bring that back out a little bit. We might do another little one here. And there's a little one on the inside, but it's currently covered up by the eyelashes. Might bring this out a little bit. And then go and erase. Honestly, how you want the eyelashes, well, eyeline / eyelashes to look is up to you. This is my preferred style, but it's very heavily influenced by the styles in animes that I watch. So if you want something different, do it, by all means. I will give a little bit of a guide to how this works as well. So let me toggle that one. So up here, you can see there's a white area and then the grey area. So the white area up the top is obviously going to be your top eyeline, and then this bottom part is the bottom. That makes sense, the bottom is the bottom. So if I do a bit of yellow on the top area part, you can see where it'll reach. How did I grow so fast? I have no idea, to be honest. I think it's just because I've been streaming non-stop. So you can see where it'll go. And we'll do a little bit of blue here. This is just demonstration. So you can see where this will cover to is a pretty big radius. So you've got to use really, really little brushes to get it to look good. I'm gonna remove that. And I messed up. That's okay. Right. There's only a little bit of yellow there. There we go. So that's a quick rundown on how the eyeline works. I prefer a shape like this, of which you can get plenty of very cheaply or for free on Booth. Otherwise you can draw your own. Be warned that the design that you draw will warp as you apply it. So it's really good to start small and then work your way out. That's on the guide layer, we don't need that. So we'll go back down to here. I'm just going to bring this one up and out a little bit. The ones that I'm using defaultly come with red, which I don't mind. I think that makes it look a little bit more natural than some other colours. But you can also put, if you put it on white and it naturally has a colour on the layer that you import, then shifting the colour will change whatever you import's colour. So this is naturally like grey and red, and if you change it to yellow, it'll become yellow. Yes, yellow makes it yellow. Professional words by Akari. Right, eyelashes. Honestly, what I do is I remove them. We don't need them. Remove and then put a completely blank layer on. They're not needed. They're really not. You can see I missed a little teeny tiny bit there on the eyeline. That is okay. We can fix that. We are not professionals, but we're doing our best. Someone was like, "Oh, you could be professional at this," and I was like, "No, no, 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 no." Alright, there we go. So now we've got a pretty good start for our character. Can we talk about this? Oh, that tweet. So anyone who watches or follows me on Twitter will know that I tend to just post all the time there. I felt like my debut really didn't go very well at all. I was really upset about it. I felt like basically everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. And at the end of it, I was really miserable. So I kind of went on a bit of a rant on Twitter and just sort of vented about how I was feeling, which a few people got really worried about me for it, and I feel really bad for them because they worried over something that was really just me expressing how I feel. And while I really care that, like, I'm really thankful and I care a lot that people care about me, it's, I don't know. I am very grateful that things are going better now than they were. Azada, thank you for follow, thank you. It's an important part of growth, so it's good to reflect and be introspective. It is, but I probably didn't need to go and cry on Twitter. I wrote that post at like 3:30 in the morning after I was crying, so not my smartest career move, let's put it that way. Right, so we've done eyelashes, eyebrows. Honestly, the default for these is generally pretty okay. Except there's that little gap at the start that I'm not a fan of. So I just pick out the very slight off-white that they use and go through and fill that gap in. If you're modelling along at home, please let me know, because that would be really cool. It's like a talk show game. You could do this in another colour, but it's easier to do it in the colour that it gives you. Shirai, hello. My voice sounds familiar. Have I been a voice actress for a character or something? No, I haven't. I'm very flattered though. I can't voice act for shit. I can try. I can. I'm never doing that again. Right. Fluffy, thank you for the follow. I am sorry that that was what you chose to follow on. I feel very sorry for you. Clip it, chat. Where's the designated clipper? So I think for this character, I want to do some red. I want some red hair. So we're gonna make the eyebrows a nice darker red color. There's like a little teeny tiny gap that I've missed. So we'll go bring that one up a little bit and just blur the edges out a tad. Then erase the parts of the blur that got out of line. Yep, I'm happy with that. So the shade color on this shouldn't affect your eyebrows too much. So, to conclude, I can't voice act for shit. Alright, eyes! One of my favourite parts. There are so many good eyes that are free on Booth, so we're gonna use some of them. Like, I am signal boosting so many Booth creators right now, and I do not mind. Let me... open this up, and we're gonna switch over to my Photoshop. Now, I'm going to deliberately choose eyes that I can signal boost someone with. I hope people here would know Porcelain Maid, Joel, Hughes, Mama / Papa, I don't remember which, I'm really sorry, makes a lot of really cool eyes and puts them on Booth. So I think we're gonna go with some eyes from them, which I'm going to bring into Photoshop now. I love them, they're so cool. I'm gonna go with that and a black layer. So rasterize that one. Deepak, hello, hello. Might just leave that on normal mode. So, in case it wasn't obvious from like every design I've ever posted on Twitter, I really love when eye color fades. So I'm just going to erase the ends of the black layer so that we've got a nice fade. How am I? I'm good, thank you for asking. I'm gonna bring the lightness down a little bit on the black layer. And then for red layer, I'm gonna bring the magenta lightness down and the saturation down as well. Those look great. I wish I could say I've done something here, but it's really just putting together Cyox's work. He is an incredible creator. Right, I'm happy with those eyes, so we're gonna quickly save those. I'm trying to do this in like the most easily accessible way. Chegg! Chegg, chegg, chegg! Right, so we go to Vroid, and I'm gonna import our eyes in. I really like them. We're doing Yandere Dragon Eyes now, kind of. Coyote, thank you, thank you, thank you. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Ooh, I've never had a Klondike bar actually. So, yep, my love for two-toned eyes is coming through. Cot subscriber, thank you, thank you. Right. Sexy avatar, thank you. There's our irises. Eye highlights. We're gonna plug Cyox again. I love Cyox. He also does, she, I'm not sure, I'm really sorry, does a insanely wide pack of eye highlights, which I live for them. They are incredible. So what I do is I add a little one that goes over the top half. You could easily draw this if you didn't feel like going and downloading them off Booth. So I like to add those ones on. It makes it look a lot more alive, I think. Hi kawaii. And then I also add some more. I really like glossy, alive looking eyes. I might go with I feel like they're a bit too round. We want like an evil sort of look. Have a look and see if there's something else. I'm pretty happy with those ones. I'm happy with these little lines. Right, we have our face roughly sorted out. So now that we've done that, I go over to design and play around with the shapes that we use. So I like to bring the outer eye up a little bit. Just personal aesthetic preference. Bring the upper eyelid down a touch. The lower eyelids I always bring up, but you don't have to. Again, it's all up to like personal aesthetic and preference. Like, I think watching the way someone designs their character, if they're their own artist, like looking at their art style or looking at their preferences when they're modeling, I think it gives you a really good insight as to what sort of animes they're influenced by. I like to bring my inner eye slant a little bit in. Eye position, I think we can leave that. It really does. So you can probably tell I really like probably, I'm trying to think of a way to put it that won't like be too inaccurate. Kind of recent anime, but not giggly recent. Like, I also really like the art style of Mob Psycho, but I'm not gonna dare try and emulate that in Vigroid. Alright, proximity, don't need. Distance, don't need. Eye width, important if you want bigger eyes. So we might add a little bit of eye width and a little bit of eye height. So we've got every face option here. I might actually add some eye height and then go back and bring the inner eye slant down a bit and the eyelid lift up a little bit. So it leaves the eyes a bit bigger, but it also doesn't limit how much of a width you can put on the character's eyes. Right, we were up to gaze. Most of these you can figure out what they do by yourself. It's kind of self-explanatory. Iris height makes the iris longer. Gaze. Most of the time you don't need gaze. Gaze inside, gaze outside. Eyebrows. I like to bring my eyebrows down a little bit. Again, aesthetics. Some people don't. That's perfectly fine too. Position, proximity, normally okay. Our nose is in an okay spot. We've got that little bit of shading to help it stand out. Mouth width. If you're working on a male character, you want to turn this right down. And you want to turn the narrowness all the way up. Regius Ray, thank you for the follow. Thank you. The male characters, for some reason, just have gigantic mouths by default. It's really weird. Face line position is basically like cheek chubbiness. I like to bring mine inwards a little bit. I've seen you on Twitter. I love your OC, so beautiful. Thank you so much. That always makes me so happy. Thank you. Chin position, I tend to leave it. You might want to play around with it. Roundness, depends what you want. Ear volume, ear smallness. I like to make the ears smaller. That way they don't get interrupted by hair. It's awful, I hate how big the male model mouths are by default. Yeah, they're so big! Like, why do they need that? And then when they smile, they're like... by default. It's like, it's not even smiling. Hang on, I need to do this. So you can see, they're like... It's really annoying. Okay, I will stay here and we'll flip back into V-Road. Yeah, I've only made one male model and I'm not looking forward to doing it again. Right, ear tip. If you want elves, we're gonna give her some ears. Some elf ears. I am a very big fan of elf ears. Head top position, generally you don't need to play around with these. I thought that was normal. Alright, there's our face. Pretty much set up. So I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. I think we might go in and darken the eyebrows a little bit more. Just to make them match with the outside corners of your eyeline, Alright, hair. So we've got red eyes and we've got dark red eyebrows. We can always change that. I think we go for a black to red gradient for the hair. That way it all sort of works together. So what I'm thinking is we'll give her, like, obviously horns. We'll give her horns. We'll give her a, like, sort of spiky part here. And then maybe 2 long pigtails. Yeah, that sounds good to me. So, default hair is normally pretty trash. I like to keep it on just to fill in any gaps. Base color, shade color, leave it on black. Highlight, leave it on black. Outline, leave it on black. At the moment, we don't have any hair outlines. So we will go to here. I tend to turn my outlines up to 10. So it's only a little bit more than default for the face, but that's okay. I just, again, it's aesthetic. You might want that really exaggerated line look. Personally, it ain't my thing. So hair is a really, really annoying part to do. Ah, konnichiwa, konnichiwa. So a way to delete the ears entirely. I'm not sure, let's find out. I have a feeling that if you were to erase everything out of the ear spots, it will just go black. All you could do is make them as small as you can and hide them with hair. That would be my way of dealing with it. Alright, hair. I start with a freehand grip. I think we'll do... Yeah, I think we'll do like a short little bit of hair first. So we'll start off with the fringe. What I like to do is make one piece of hair. Play around it until I get one that has 4 or 5 control points. And start off with our fringe. So your control points basically tell it where on this grid it will be sitting. If all your control points are up here and then there's one in here, it's going to try and make a diagonal line and it'll clip through the head. So it's just a case of playing around with it. So cross section, you can change these and it'll basically tell you what shape the hair will be if you look at it from a flat angle. Most of the time it's fine to leave it on diamond. The curve, you can change this manually down here, but you can adjust where the hair will sit on each sort of part of it. So if I pull this middle part, you can make all sorts of funky shapes. So I generally use points for my hair, but we're gonna go with straight if it wants to change. It doesn't, that's okay. We'll make it straight. Alright, there we go. We've got a straight end to our hair. So that can be part 1. We'll clone that. Move it over a little bit. Obviously, if you leave all of these on the same width, it's going to look a little bit strange. So I'll move that one to there, make it a little bit thinner, clone it again. My avatar is cute, thank you. We'll bring this part over here. Alright, then we'll come back over to this one, clone and flip it so that we get it on the other side. And then that one, clone it. So now I have a really rough base for our fringe. We'll rename that the Dragons at Home stage. And then it's just go through with a fluffy hairpiece and add some extra little bits and pieces in. So this is how you can make like a fringe that looks like it's been wonkily cut as opposed to a very pointy fringe. Bring the width of that one down. And then adjust it from our control points a little bit. There we go. So now you get that sort of like jagged appearance. Clone that and have another one. No, I don't think we'll have one there. I think we'll have one over here. Is that your type of fringe? No, it isn't. This isn't my type of fringe at all. However, I do feel like I need to learn to make them. So you could make a fringe like that and work from there. You could just use some bigger sweeping ones to make a fringe more like mine. Put one in there. So we haven't changed the hair textures yet. Kamisato, thank you for the host, thank you. And now you can see it's starting to form into a shape. It looks like the ponytail has been flipped forward. As someone with a ponytail, not quite. In a sort of natural kind of hair, you will always have some bits longer than others. So you're naturally going to get points, if that makes sense. So that could be one type of a fringe you do. And it's just using those straight edges and then the curved edges. However, as I mentioned, I don't like those, so we're going to do the kind that I like. So, for ones like me, same sort of concept, except we're not going to add anything straight in. So we're going to give her a really long fringe. We'll start with this piece. So my fringe is in quite a few layers, so I'll try and imitate how I've done it without actually remaking my own fringe. So you can start off with these bigger pieces, then have them sort of falling over the face. Clone that one and then put it over here. This is really one of those things that it's up to you as to what you want your hair to look like. I have a side fringe in person, so it's like my default setting. Okay, so there's a very rough base part. Then I like to clone that entire group and bring it inwards a little bit. So that it doesn't overlap and clip in too much. And then we have a few more strands to play around with. So I'll bring this one over here. And we'll give her a longer part that's a little bit thinner there. As far as this one goes, bring it through here. The default texture is really good for making sure that your hairs are not clipping too much. Or that if they are clipping, they're clipping in a way that it's not going to make too much of a difference. So let's bring that one through here a little bit more. Bring the width of it down. Play around with our control points a bit more. For wispier hair, you could add a lot of really thin little strands around where your hair would part. And I really like that sort of aesthetic. There are a lot of small little strands on my character, which I really, really love. Try not to have hairs that point like straight downwards, because then it feels a little bit off. So with hair, my like goal for it is to make it imperfect. Right, that one. Looks very good so far, thank you. This is the first time I've ever made a model in front of someone else, so I'm kind of scared, not gonna lie. Not lying, chat. Hello, quiet supportive. So now that we have a pretty decent base for our fringe, what are we doing this fine morning? We are making a waifu. We're making a demon waifu, to be more specific. I feel like it needs a little bit of hair over here. Yep, I feel like that made it look a bit better. Yandere waifu. Redeemed hydrate, thank you, I will have a sip of water. With hair, it's honestly just do what feels right. If you like really neat and clean hairlines, go for it. If you're like me and you prefer messier / wilder hair, who's stopping you? There's no hair police. Akari, you have such a calming voice. Thank you. I don't think it's really calming when I'm talking about the hair police, but that's okay. Bang, bang, bang. Open up. It's the hair police. Yeah, let's have it like that. I can't stay too long today, but have a great stream. Thank you, Weedy Bread. So now we have sort of a fringe top layer and a bottom fringe layer. Have you ever cut hair? No, I haven't. That's a lie. When I was little, I had a toy lion. And hang on, that was the bottom layer, right? Yes, that was. And I decided to give it a haircut, so I cut its hair with scissors. And my mum yelled at me, and I don't know why I remember it. So what I do for the bottom layer, so that we don't have all these thick black streaks, is I change the outline from black to a colour that is closer to our base colour. So that little red is a bit too bright, but this just helps it blend in without it being too black outlined and too bold. Right, I'm happy with how our fringe is looking, so we'll move on to the sides. So for the sides, I like to try and make sure there's not too many bits of hair through here. Highlights, we can give her highlights. What about if we make her hair black with little bits of red poking through? There's a lot of control points going on in these hairs. So these hairs are on mirrored mode right now, which is good, it's what we need. Because why do it once? Why do it twice when you could do it once? Right, so you can see where the irregularities are with how I've laced my first parts of the hair. We're also going to bring this mesh in a little bit. Actually, we'll bring that slightly back out. Shion waifu mix Laka, Toru, other Toru, Akano, and Blair. Yeah, you forgot me. Right. So, bring these parts in so that they don't leave a weird gap. And I'm gonna turn mirror mode off and add one piece of hair in here, just to fill in this little gap that we have. There we go. I'm pretty happy with that. So on to our next freehand group. Not only did they forget Akari, they also forgot Check. Exactly. Right, so we need one sort of thick piece of hair to cover up this part, and then we'll get onto the back side. So add in these pieces. Yeah, the results, and no need to click them. I have another result! Thank you! So these ones, I'm gonna crank the width up on. Because I find with these hairs, it's more important to make sure they cover it, rather than trying to get too much mileage out of them. So just going to bring them in. Get them to a point where they... let's have them sticking out a little bit. Right, this one needs to be wriggled over a little so that we don't have a gap. Spanish, what? What do you mean Spanish? Right now she's looking a bit mum-like. She's looking a bit like a mother. Right, we need a little of hair to cover up behind the ears. So we'll get those nice and close and raise the width on them up. Just so we've got a bit of a covering for the ears. Make sure that it's not clipping too much. And those ones are nice and invisible from the front. If you're using a model for VTubing, it doesn't really matter what's going on in the back. As long as it looks good from the front, it should be okay. So those ends are only just poking out. So we'll bring them in a little bit more. There you go. It's clipping through here now, but that's okay, we can fix that. It's because I did them both on the same mesh. This is Vroid, yes it is. I am doing a Vroid tutorial. Alright, now that we have the first half pretty much done, it's time for the freehand group. Must go, my chagrin need me. Redeemed hydrate. Thank you, I will hydrate. Alright. So position will change where your pieces of hair are falling. Length you don't really need to worry about. Interval will spread them out. So they're looking pretty wonky. That's okay, we'll add some more in. I've changed my mind, let's give her longer hair. Let's give her longer hair. I'm a sucker for long hair. So we'll play around with these. I like to have the last one coming in a bit, then one out, and then one slightly back in, and then one slightly in a little bit. Then as far as the sides, bring them out so that she has a nice thick bit of hair. This is just my model's hair, not quite. Alright, I'm pretty happy with the shape of that. It's looking pretty funky. That's fine. So we'll leave the floor alone actually, and we'll go back up and we'll change the curve of it so that we get nice thick strands of hair. So bring that down a little bit. Bring this one over. Right, now we've got rid of the major spiky parts. Move that one up. Tip curliness, we can change where it's going to fall. Quisha, thank you for the follow. So you can change if you want it to go on an angle. You can do a lot with this. Curliness, you can also bring it up if you want, like what Alai has. Like two sort of bunches. Only difference is the fringe is thicker and you have some hair in front of your shoulder. We're not done. We're not done at all. I do see where you're coming from, but we're nowhere near done. I was going to make her have like a bobbed haircut, but I really don't like bobs. I'm not a fan of short hair. But you know what? Since you've said it, and I'm kind of like annoyed now. She can have short hair. This is no longer just my model's hair. Look what you've done. Long hair looked pretty good. I am a big fan of long hair. I will never not be a big fan. But no, we'll give her shorter shoulder length hair. Just above shoulder. Bring it down a bit. Now she looks like an office lady. I know, she's no longer the demon that I wanted her to be. It's, yeah, my hair is the same as your hair. Fuck you. Look what you've done. You're on the character. It's okay. We'll change it. We'll change it, chat. She will be restored to her former glory. We will... I really wanted to have... You know what? Fuck it. This can go two ways. Not the same as my model's hair now. It's really fucking long. Hee. Get fucked. And bring those edges out. See, it's no longer like my model's hair. Could make it even longer. This is to go even further beyond. No fringe looks like yours. Well, my model is partially based, like the hair at least, is based off what I look like in person, so I'm not sorry. We now have really, really, really long hair. I'm not a fan. We're gonna creep it back up. My point has been proven. Right, that is the end of the hair, so we'll bring that one back. Bring that one in, bring that one back in. That in, that in. Yeah, I'm happy with this. I got a golden clip. Whatever. Whatever, man. Whatever. Fuck you. Bring these back in a little bit. So now we have a pretty good rough base of what we're going to work with. She looks cute. I have only had this character for 5 minutes, and if anything happened to her, I would kill everyone here and then myself. Alright. Time for the long bits. So we'll bring this mesh down a little bit. We're not going to give her as many wavy parts in the front as Akari has. But we are going to give her a little bit here. So we'll give her 2. And we'll bring these in nice and close. Because yeah, I don't want her to have that office lady look. Waiting how to do the highlight color. We've already done the eyes. She has eyes. Not as detailed as mine, but mine are very similar. Mine are better. Mine are exactly the same basis as we did hers on, but just with different colours. Skyless, thank you. The sparkle and shine. We can always give her the sparkles. I wanted to avoid that for now, but we can always do that. Alright, we have a pretty good basis of hair. I'm happy with this so far. We need a counter for how many times I say we've got a good basis or something. Let's give her pigtails as well. Demons can have a little of pigtail. That's way too many control points. That's better. So we'll start off putting them on the back. And we'll bring them in, then back out. Now they don't look like tails are too far that way. Can you even sing well? No, that's why the redeem's so high for that. It's not there by my own choice. So we'll bring the width up, we'll bring the thickness of them up so that they're not so thin. We'll bring that part in so that they sit inside the hair. And for this one, I think we need a little bit of smoothness added in. So this is, V-Roid does not always mirror things perfectly. So you can see that it's slightly off on one side compared to the other. That is an easy fix, it's just turn mirror off and then move as needed. I have a question about hair. You don't need to answer right now since you're in the middle of something. How would you do fluffy wavy hair? Fluffy wavy hair is kind of the same basis as what I'm doing now. We'll quickly I will leave that one as it is and we'll take some red just for an example. So for fluffy hair, you want the opposite. You want as many control points as you can get, and you want to just zigzag it. It won't work as well if you've got an outline on like I have, but it's not that hard to do fluffy hair. Some people are really scared of like doing fluffy hair. It's not too bad. It's just a case of like managing the curves of it. So right now my hair's thickness is way too high for this to work, but you can see the idea here. If I turn the thickness and the width down, you can see now that we've got a bit of a wave going on. So for straighter, more controlled hair, you want less control points. I only work with like 4 or 5. If you want fluffy hair, you need as many as you can. And then it's just sort of arranging them into a zigzag. Wavy hair is quite nice. I am a fan of wavy hair. So we might actually leave this on her, flip it, and bring its position down. So bring that back down to how it was. No, we won't leave them in, but there you go. There's a very quick shorthand tutorial on how to do wavy hair. So, pigtails, kind of the same concept as the waves, except on a less violent degree. Those bangs and long hair would look good. We could always take these and wave them out. It's Wiggly Chips! It's Wiggly Chips! Yes, it is! There was a posture check, and I'm gonna give you both because my posture is really bad. Anime-chan, thank you for the follow. And stretch time. My neck cracked. That was really good. It amazes me when my model tracks me cracking my neck and stuff like that. Wiggly Chigs. So yeah, if we wanted to heard the crack not like this, that's an achievement. That's the first crack you guys have heard on stream. There have been many, but you haven't heard them. Hydrate. Yep, hydration done. So what we could do is we'll take those ones off for now and see if we can add in a bit of our waves from here. Just so we can say that we've got them in our example as well. So we'll put the mirror back on, because I'm done. Take those out. I saw some people when I started V-Roid saying that you couldn't do wavy hair. You can, it's just about getting your control points right. So that probably wasn't enough for a good wave, but we'll try. We'll see if we can make it work. Got a bit of a wave going on there. So right now it's on a weird angle and from the front it doesn't look wavy. That is easily fixable. That's just to do with where the hair's sitting in regards to the net. I'm just far experienced. No, this was when I started. It's a problem that a lot of people seem to have, is they can't figure out how to do waves. So yeah, very, very doable. I'm not a fan with like the fringe that we've got going on, so we're going to take them back off. But yeah, very quick tutorial on it. Right. We're gonna have a few loose hairs for our tails. So it's always good to not be an idiot when you're doing this and make sure that your hair isn't doing all sorts of weird things. If you play around with the control points from the front, you will bring the hair to the front by default. So my like way of fixing that is to get as many points as you can in place before that, and then only move the ones that you have to. So it still gives the effect that I want, but it's not quite as weird to look at from the sides. The other way you can do it is to completely like squish your meshes down until you get a pretty flat mesh that it can't really move off, and that'll ensure that they stay in one spot. So that's still in front of our pigtails themselves, so I'll move them in. And I've not been naming my groups again. I don't do it when I'm making models myself, so it's hard to remember in the tutorial. So rename. That's our long back parts. Right, so now we've got our hairs for our ponytails sitting together. That's our long side. You don't need to name them, most people don't. Main pigtails. Small pigtail 1. Definitely a demon girl, absolutely. So she got pigtails, so she's kinda cute as well. We'll make her hair a little bit less jutty outy. And also make these parts a little bit shorter. Forgot to grab this part from here. We might actually delete this side's ones and then we'll clone and flip for everything on the other side. So we'll clone that one and we'll do a little piece coming off on the inside. Now our hair's twisting up, but that's okay because when we add our own textures on, it will mostly get dealt with. A little bit of editing there. 420 blazer! Hey! I get spider vibes with the hair, makes me think of spider legs. Hachima! Hachima, is that you? Alright, now we can see where we're going with the hair. We'll give her horns, like, in this gap here. Clone that one. And we'll do just a little pokey outy part from up here. For it poking out. Should YouTube do YouTube guides on this stuff, vids would do well. Well, this will end up on YouTube, so I'm not too worried. Play around with this bit. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So now clone that, flip it, and then clone that and flip it. Bam! We have pony pigtails. So we have our long hair, we have our pigtails, now we need our horns. Add freehand grip. So this will be our horn layer. So what I do with horns is I flip the entire mesh. I just flip it like an egg. And for me at least, it makes it so much easier to work with it when we have a mesh that is going in the direction that we want our hair to go in. So our mesh is way bigger than our hair, but that's okay. That literally doesn't matter. Flex those giga muscles. Good thing this will be on YouTube. I've been watching closely and my mind is non-existent. It's okay, it's okay. So, we're going to start from here and go like that. And they've come through up the back, but that's okay. Actually, we'll restart that because it wants to be annoying. Bring this side out a bit, just to make sure that it's got enough room, because I think that's why it's being strange. So you like 3D modeling, draw every anime character then? No. Right. No, it's deciding to be weird. That's okay. We'll just do this the other way then. If we go from here, do we get them at the front? Yes. And they are crossed over. You know what? We'll do this the easy way. Well, the flipping way. We'll go bang. And we will grab that and just bring it in until we get it to where we want, because we are currently fighting a losing battle. Bring all of those points as far in as they can go. And now we have this. So we have a lot of control points here. And I did not want to click that. So we'll fix up this side being weird. Wherever that one's control point has gone. You know what? If it wants to be like that, we'll be like that. This can be the other side's horn. Bring it over here so that we're putting it in the place that we want it to be in. Trying not to click on the other pieces. All these extra control points we don't need inside the head. Put a piece there, put a piece there, put a piece there, put a piece there, put a piece there. What's going on here? We're making a horn. Alright, slightly off center from where we want. That is okay, that is fine. We can always pull our mesh forward to pull it forward. There we go. Hello, Akari, just passing by to wish you all a good stream and lots of bugs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we'll play around with that a little bit. We have way too many control points going on again. So 0.1, might actually bring 0.1 in. And just have these ones. Right, thickness. Ramp that thickness up. Hello, I wanted to come here and say I love your avatar and your colours. Thank you very much, thank you very much. I made horns out of hair, yes. What's a Blue Yeti mic? It's a very high quality mic that most people use for ASMR. Pestle Monster, thank you for the follow as well. So, thickness, I'm gonna crank it up a little bit more. So it's now at 4, which I think is a good point for this. Bring this one down so that it looks like it's coming out a little bit more naturally. Right, width. Crank that one up a little bit, and we'll duplicate the hair, and we'll make it black for now. So here we have horn. Behold, a horn. I feel like our horn's coming out from too low down, so we'll play around with it a little bit. It's kind of like the horns in Helltaker. Clone that. Flip that. This side needs a little bit of adjusting. As I said before, Vroid is not good at mirroring things perfectly, so play around with it, make sure that you're happy with how they look. She has horns! And it almost looks like the horns are picking up the pigtails, which I like. I think that's cool. Alright, chat. Are we sticking with the red theme? Hiya, hiya, hello, hello. How are you today, Mick? So, if we're happy with the colours we've just got up, that's good. I wish I'd just got up. If we're happy with the colours we've got, then we'll move on to texture. So, I think for our horns, we will keep them pretty simple. We haven't seen many other colours. What do you mean? What do you mean? I think we'll keep the horns black. I like the black horns. But for the rest of the hair, we'll do something. So that third one down is our horns. If we wanted to, we could do a white outline on them just to help them stand out a little bit. Maybe a bright red one. No, I'm quite a fan of the white. Okay, textures. Textures are one of those things that are also very aesthetic based. Everyone I know does hair textures differently. Morning. How are you today? So if we're sticking with our red, I might start us off with a black and red gradient. So I have a few different gradients that I like to use for hair. So I'm going to flip into Photoshop. This is one of my textures that I use. It's a combination of a texture that I got on Booth and Kate Catboy's free texture. And I'm just going to make a really dark grey down through to a dark red. So play around with it until we find something that works. And we can add a little bit more gloss to it if we want. So for gloss it's pretty simple. You can see, I'll zoom in a bit, you can see the sort of shapes to follow. It's pretty simple, just I spent so long figuring out how to get a amount of gloss that I was happy with for my model. It got to a point where I've spent more time on my model's hair than anything else. So quickly scribble all these in. They're kind of like funky tooth shapes. They don't have to be equal. I think I made that one way too high though. So we'll back that one out and we'll just leave it a bit warm. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. Obviously if you're doing this as a commission or whatever, you want to be a lot more careful than I'm being for a messing around practice tutorial thing. So we now have these. I'm going to put them to soft light. And then turn the opacity on them down. And then go over and blur them out a little bit. Hair is one of those things that can be done right and look amazing, or look like a piece of shit. Yeah, basically. Am I doing it with a mouse? A combo of mouse and drawing pad. So all of those hair bits, bar one, I did with my mouse. Alright, that's nice and blurred in now. Our little extra gloss layer. So we'll save this. And we'll go to our hair. And we will import it. So now that we are back in V-Ray, I've imported my hair. You can see where it's applied. You can see that it's gone really dark. That's because we had it stuck on, whatchamacallit. It was on a very dark colouring mode. But you can see where it's coming in now. Learning a lot today. We're learning. So there's Very Rough, part 1 of textures. And I'm just now wanting to change her hair over here. I want it to be fluffier and thicker. So we'll pull that part in, pull that part up. That's chicken awesome. And we'll bring that part up, bring this part around. There we go. Now it's a bit thicker, and I feel it suits her a little bit more. Alright. Highlights. what I did for highlights in my own character's hair is basically the same thing. So it's a gradient that starts off on one color, and basically there's two textures, and on one texture it goes from the dark blue to the cyan, and on the other it goes from the dark blue to the magenta. So I'm just going to quickly duplicate this and get that base on. There we go. I should place myself in the shadow around my work, but I'll come back with some chegg. Dead Killer Saver, thank you for the follow. What colour highlights should we give her? Let's give her white. I feel like white will stand out. Limmy, hey! So on Photoshop, I'm just quickly changing the gradient overlay that I had. And I'm gonna save Ghost of the Past, thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we'll go back to our texture. And then on the other hair one, bring that up to white, and we'll see that's where they're going to go. And we'll import the texture I just made. Now we have a lot of grey there. I'm not as big of a fan as I thought I was going to be. So chat, pick a different colour for her to have little highlights of. New waifu. Yes, I'm doing a V-Roid tutorial. Are you genuinely wholesome? Strange question, I know, but I've got my reasons. What do you mean? What do you mean? Pink. Let's go with pink. I like that. I like that. Because the way it's shading, the white turns out a little bit grey. Pastel pink, we can do that. Absolutely. I was like, I'm gonna end up doing something pink in this character. So we'll make it a bit of a corally pink. And I'll also change this back to overlay. I know you can't see, but I'm just making a new texture. It's exactly the same method as I used for the first one. I think this answers my question. What did you find? Right. Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. So because we did our highlights in that separate layer at the start, it's pretty easy to fix up the clipping. So let's just move all of those parts down and underneath. And then this one needs to come over a little bit just to help cover it up. In 3 red. Is that just the same red as always? Didn't find anything, just your reaction. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. And it is a very strange question. Am I wholesome? I'm Australian. I swear a lot, but I am wholesome. Happy birthday. It's not my birthday. My birthday was in November, but thank you. I'm confused. Why happy birthday? Why happy birthday? Chat! Why happy birthday? God, he's so shy. Happy birthday. What? It's not my birthday! Happy early birthday for a year's time. Right, I think this piece should be our red. I think we need to bring this down a bit because it's clipping. Oh, that's why they're on the same layer. That's okay. We'll just move it instead. Thank you so much for the donation though, seriously. I don't know who the other Red might be, but I'm here the first time. There's someone else called Red who regularly donates just to watch me scream. And sometimes he uses really stupid names for it. A merry unbirthday. A birthday-ant! It's my birthday-ant, guys! Guys, happy birthday-ant! Unless it is your birthday, in which case happy birthday. Let's fix that one up. Are we still vibing with the little bit of pink? Are we liking it? Who was the secret subber who gifted 20 subs? We still don't know. They never revealed themselves. I think about that when I'm laying in bed at night. I'm like, who was that? Who did this? Who blessed me with that many subs? Feels birthday, man. Feels birthday-ant. So we'll change that one to pink. Let the pink show just a smidge more. We'll add a little bit more pink. That little bit of hair, we can actually make pink. Oh, no, because it's up there. We will clone it. And hide it underneath the rest of the hair where we can. Actually, do it this way. Delete that. Clone it. Clone the entire group. Change the entire group's texture to pink. And then we'll bring them in. And we'll give a little bit of pink up here. So by hiding the ends of the hair in the skulls, we can make sure that this is really careful. And we can be quite specific on how we like show the pink. So this group is not having a good time. It's very flat. That's okay. Because we don't need all those control points above, we can play around with it at the bottom. Don't need control points if they're all hidden in the skull. It's my first time here and I don't like NSFW stuff, so I have to choose my streamers carefully. Seems like you're wholesome, so maybe I can stay. If you can tolerate swearing when I tilt, you'll be fine. But we're not playing a game, so there's no potential of tilting. Satan Uwu, thank you for the follow. Can I show you my thighs? What? No? They're my thighs. Don't be gross. Swearing is good. Okay, if you can deal with tilting and swearing, then you'll be fine. You'll be fine. It won't be a problem. There are some VTubers who are very wild. I am oftentimes not one of them. Actually, instead of doing little pink highlights, what I want to do is we will grab our entire back part and clone it. And this is how you get like that underlay of a different colour. So, grab it, clone it. Then again you want to bring the entire thing inside the skull and also inside this hair layer. I'm a big fan of like double coloured hair and gradients and all of that, so I love doing this. So merge that in, bring it in nice and small. Oh wow! Mick, thank you! Thank you for the gifted sub. Thank you. Duck Raven and BK. Two very active people who deserve it. Thank you very much. So that's how you get like the underlay of a different color of hair. It's really, really easy to do. Again, it's just clone the group and make it a little bit smaller than your original. So it doesn't show through anywhere else. It only shows through at the front. Are you active? You're around my streams. That's okay, that works. There we go. That's a very easy way. I'm very much liking the one little part here. I feel like we need it to be equal though. Right, chat, how do you feel about the hair? How do you feel about the colours of the hair? How are we liking it? This looks awesome. I think the pink was a really good idea. Whoever suggested the like light pastel pink, thank you so much. Tails need a little highlight. We might see what it looks like with these outside spikes being pink as well. Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Never be as shaken kawaii as you, but it's turning out really good. Thank you! Again, my model is just me doing what I want to do. So, I wanted blue, I wanted pink, we have both. Streamlabs with the Discord advertisement. To people who are going to watch this on YouTube later, please feel free to come talk about this in my Discord. Alright. Next part is fixing up the highlights on the hair. So when we do this, it doesn't always come out perfect, as you can see up the top. So, easy fix is with the highlight position. So we just move those until we get it to somewhere that's nice and even. And once it starts getting a bit more even, looks good. Finally found the foreskin stream. What? You good, dude? It is. This just a tutorial we're doing, Silk. What software is this? This is Vroid, it's a free software. This is basically a budget making a VTuber character stream. Making a VTuber character for very, very little money. Silk, do you like her? Would you like her? We can recolor her and make her into a gift for you if you'd like. You said that you might be a dragon? Right, ponytail highlights. Pigtail, sorry. Same thing, just make sure that it all blends together. Make her do the nay-nay. Once we get it to a point that I'm happy with, right, these little highlights are looking more grey than pink. They look very different from her, sadly. Feels bad. So, little thing, if you're not sure about the width of your texture, it will always read your texture from left to right, and going halfway down will be your middle line. So if I do it, I've got mirror mode on, but if I do only this side of the hair, you will only get the front side covered and the back sides will still be base color. If you do it this way, you only cover the underneath. That's one way that you could do the double colored hairs, but it's not always consistent because you can very easily like go over the line, and that would also require all your textures to be on one width, which isn't always ideal. But like if there's a certain part of your texture that needs to be a little bit different, you can always adjust the width and then rotate it, and selectively pick which parts are going to show. Might bring this bit of pink out a little bit more. Wonder if it looks good if we do it on this side. Yeah, I'm liking it. So now it's time for highlights on this side. They're very, very volatile. So get that one right. And once you've got the highlights right, it tends to all blend together anyway. Hello, hello, welcome. So even if it clips a little bit, it can often be fixed up just by how the highlight's going. This is a good example of the width thing. So having this at 1, you can see that there's a lot of stripes. If we thicken it out, we can make it just go pink. I'd recommend looking at the Elgato Wave 3 instead of the Yeti. I do have the Yeti and I think the Wave has better sound quality and a few softer functions. Oh, okay. I'm not set on the Yeti. I'm using a headset mic at the moment. So anything is an improvement. Right, change the highlight position for this one so we got a bit more pink. She's a strawberry demon. She's a strawberry demon. Yeah, I'll have a look into that. Thank you, Red GT. I have to call you Red GT because of the other Red. I've been meaning to look into customizing in Vroid. This is my tutorial on how I do this. So we do have all sorts of things going on with that highlight there. That's okay. We can straighten that out. It's just a case of finding where it will blend in nicely. We move that one. Then how about we adjust the width of each of them? No, it still wants to clip. Okay. See, this is what I mean with the white that we had on the texture still. You can see where it's poking through here on the underside. Red do be living rent-free in your mind. Nobody tell him that. I'm just gonna re-import this texture. Problem solved. Kirby Pro, thank you for the follow. I have a really nice recipe for strawberries with quark. What's quark? Kirby, thank you for the host as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, she's a strawberry demon. I think we need to adjust her eyes to reflect the pink in the hair. I feel like the eyes are too dark. The eyes are not what we're liking anymore. That is okay though. This is growth. Sometimes I go through like 5 different variations. So we're gonna flick back into Photoshop. And I'm gonna load up those same red eyes. And then I'm going to get some magenta ones. Now the red ones are kind of purpley as well, so I'm going to colorize them. Just make them all red. Probably don't need 100 extra saturation on them. So we now have red and magenta. The magenta is probably also a little bit purple, so I'll quickly adjust the colouring on that as well. Just make them a little bit more to my liking. how you gave your character horns. It is hair. So we'll just up the lightness on that, make them nice and pastel pink. Ayani, thank you. Oh snap, really? Yes, we did that in the stream. And we will... Feeling kind of grey now. That's okay. That is just more than fine. So we'll erase out part of these eyes. Till we get something like that. And just bring the depth back in. I'm gonna bring the black ones back and erase most of them out. Akari is better than me on Photoshop. So when I was really little, I basically only had Photoshop on my computer. Don't ask why I had it, but I did. Alright, I think the pupils need to be a little bit stronger. So we'll just go over them. Switching back to my drawing tablet, by the way, now. That was all with mouse. Now we're back on the tablet. Quickly scribble them in. My tablet kind of makes ASMR noises. I'm sure it was a legitimate copy. We don't talk about that. But when I was really little, for some reason it's all I had, so... I think it was actually like a trial copy of like Coral Paint Draw or something like that. Something absurd. Might not have been Photoshopped. Blur them out a little bit. Looks awesome, thank you. Never thought about doing it like that. That's the easiest way to do horns. Right, I am pretty happy with how those are looking. So I'm going to go ahead and save them. And flip back to V-Road. And go to her irises and import our new texture in. Yeah, I feel like they're just too dark for her. There we go. Yeah, I'm liking that a lot more. I'm liking it a lot more. I really like how the pink came through. Someone said about making the eyes more glowy, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep that one on, and we're going to replace those lined highlights. Coral Draw, I think that's what it was. I honestly don't remember, I just remember using it. So I'm just going back into my textures for my eye highlights. I'm a fan. Are you a fan? I'm a fan. So we'll have that one on, and we will add a couple more. Maybe not that one. I'm not a fan of that one now that I've seen it on her. A lot of this is just trial and error. This is the same combo that I have. The little star with the spike star thing. Is a bit much, I think. Again, it comes down to art style and preference. So I do really like really glowy eyes. Obviously it's not everyone's thing. It's my thing though. Hang on, I'll zoom in on myself. Here you go, you can have a closer look at my eyes. I have, so the star is one highlight, then the cute middle star is another. Then I have 2 dots. And then I also have the diamonds, which I just added in by drawing them. Oh, and then the highlight on the top. Alright, coming back to normal now. Move it to big still. There we go. It just blends in better. I do agree. It is sort of made for my character. That's the advantage of making a character with how you want it instead of just going with whatever you pick at that time. You know, I made my character as a reflection of what I wanted. Whereas this is just like, this is an input from chat. This is everything all at once. It's all sorts of things. We're just going with the flow at the moment. But I don't mind it for it. I think we could probably erase out a little bit of the thicker layer. No, those little stars can stay. That's our gloss at the top. I feel like I prefer the gloss on. Yeah, I think we just need to erase these ones down a little bit, and I forgot to put mirror mode on. Pot of brain stew, thank you for the follow. Yeah, we erase these out. There we go. I like that a bit more. I'll do so too if I were able to. I don't create any content, so no need for that. But if yeah, my character is just what I want. It's no guess what my favorite colors are. It's everything I wanted, and I spent a really long time making it perfect. Whereas this is like a quick little thing in Vroid as a example. Right, that bit of hair is giving me a little bit of grief with how it's clipping. So we'll fix that up. Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. I think she's very cute. And I can't think of a VTuber that looks like this, so we're making progress. She's a strawberry demon. We started off with a succubus and we've got a strawberry demon. Life comes at you fast. Alright, bone groups. My favourite thing in the world. So we have that one and that one. And that one can all... Actually no, just those ones can go together. She is chat's daughter. Congratulations, you guys are mamas and papas now. So we really don't need all those bones, and we really don't need it to be so high up. And then same for these ones. They can be our next bone group. I generally only use one bone on things because I feel like anything else will add way too much movement. Same with how low my positioning is. So if we have a look and just quickly check how that's going to move. There we go. It's got a little bit of bounce. It's got a little bit of movement. It's not too much, and it doesn't start clipping in, but it does move. Chat, how does it feel to be parents? Alright, I'm happy with those. So now let's do the back of her hair, and we grab both of our colour layers. These parts we're going to give it 2, and we're going to move the bone down to around here. Go back over to our exporter. See how much movement she has. There we go. It's not moving too much. It is clipping through, but all hair does that. It takes a lot of effort to get Vroid to behave. My life's goal of being a papa has been reached. Congratulations, Papa. You have a daughter. Alright. Pigtails. We will have one group for them, and they can have about there, should be good. They're not quite as flowy as I'd like, so they need a bit more pizzazz to them. They need higher fixed points so they can move more, a little bit less stiffness. There we go. I'm liking it. I'm liking how they're moving. I don't like it when Vroid hair moves too much, but I also don't like it being dead solid either. I have pretty long hair myself, so I like to use my own hair as a bit of a reference point as to like how much it flows and moves and all of that. So we had 25 and 30. And we had 2. So, yeah, 25 and 30. Let's have a look at how it behaves. See, even when twirling, it doesn't move too much and it doesn't go berserk. Alternate, thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The hair sometimes glitches out like this. This is fine. Let's just reset her and it fixes. So, I'm pretty happy with that. One the Gamer, thank you also for following. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Go back to the bones. Is there anything else we need to add? Those are our horns, and those are our little inside parts, I believe. So I think we're done with that. We'll go back to our hair texture, and just because I feel like her hair feels kind of dull, we're going to add a couple of little parts to it. Not like that. Red also, thank you for the follow. So, just gently draw a few little diamondy shapes on. And keep going until we reach where our hair is viewable. Gotta go for now, but might come back sometime. Wish you best luck and success with the model. Have fun. Thank you! Thank you, thank you. I hope you have fun with whatever you're about to go do. So, quickly scribble these in. And drop the opacity on them down. Get a bigger brush. And we go to town blurring them. That's if they want to blur. They don't want to blur. This is fine. Smaller brush. They're looking pretty whack, being grey, so we will soft lighten and bring the opacity back up. Go back to blurring. Follow train, choo choo! Just for that little tiny bit of extra highlight in her hair. Gotta go study for finals. Good luck on your finals! Good luck, good luck, good luck! Alright, I'm pretty happy with the way she is turning out. I'm liking the hair. I'm liking the pigtails. I'm liking the movement. Now we move on to clothing. Now, I am notoriously trash with clothing. So, I am going to should we stick with the succubus thing, or should we just make her a demon? Let's give her I feel like she needs to go a little bit with the succubus thing. She's got the black horns, we need something nice and dark. So, I think we'll go with that. So I'm gonna go to my texture, and this is also a free to use texture that we'll be using. And I'm gonna import from my clothing file our succubus outfit. And I'm gonna remove that. We have a very rough baseline. Hello, thank you. Colours, thank you very much. It's very skimpy. I feel like we need to cover her up. How about we give her some Christmas clothes instead? She can be a Christmas demon. I'm not liking the lace. I am liking the lace, I feel like we need to add some more onto her very quickly. Get this woman covered. And wait for Veroid to add a new layer. And we'll import the rest of that lace outfit. Go with that one. So I've just imported that over my body layer, haven't I? It's fine. Quickly re-import my body layer. And then there's also like shorts that go with it. So I think they also go on the body. So we'll quickly test. We'll let it finish loading first, and then we'll quickly test. Is that one safe? Nope. Is this one safe? Yes. So we'll import, and we'll hope that I remember correctly how to apply this clothing. No, that is in fact not the right part to apply that clothing. Zero Eyeless, thank you for the follow, thank you. Bottoms, we'll give her a skirt to apply this texture to. Pencil skirt, shade colour white so we don't get any of that blue, and we will resources, clothing, quickly bring that in, and I've brought in the completely grey one. There we go. Remove that. There we go, she now has some modesty, she's now covered up. Go back to the design, and we don't need sleeve width and stuff because we've got that. We can make the skirt a bit puffy and a bit flared so that these wings come out a little bit more. there are also stockings that go with this outfit. This outfit is also free on Booth, so hot tip. Texture. Wait for it to load. I'm gonna very quickly save her because I'm getting worried about Vroid crashing. Strawberry Devil. Let that save. Can I know which software you are using to put texture? What do you mean to put texture? The software I'm using is Vroid, and the one I've used every now and then to edit textures has been Photoshop. Right, now that we are saved in, we will import her some stockings. Alright, so now go on to the shoes. Shoes, honestly, we could do a lot with. We're not going to because can't be bothered. We've gotten most of this done pretty quickly. Chat, spam so that that message goes away. Whose man is this? Someone come collect your idiot. Alright. This outfit doesn't come with shoes, which is fine. We are just going to use some shoes that I already have. So we will import. I'm gonna go with some boots that I have from another one, maybe not the brown ones, we might go with black. And we'll just actually open them up in Photoshop and change the colour a little. This is spam, I'm spamming the chat. Thank you chat, you have done your job, thank you very much. Alright, we are going to quickly switch back into Photoshop. And change these so that they're nice and red and pink. The model is looking nice currently, just lurking. Thank you! Bring that saturation down a little bit. They have no business being so bright. Which program? Program used is Vroid and Photoshop for editing textures. Switch back into Vroid. And we will import them. There we go. I'm not complaining. I want coffee, I'm taking the Dragoness with me. Thank you. Yeah, I don't mind these shoes. Alright, now that we've got almost everything set up, we can go over to the body. And we can adjust anything we want. So whole body, shortness or tallness. Let's make her a little bit tall. I like waifus, so do I, thank you very much. Head size, I think our head size is okay. Generally I don't play around with that. Shoulders, I like to add a little bit of the shoulder broadness on. Arms, generally okay. Hands, generally okay. Busts, Is this a new model for myself or a client? This is just an example. So we'll give her a little bit of booba. A little of booba is okay, as a treat. Waist. It does say waist. In reality, it's the hips. You can have thick thighs. maybe a client, no, this is not, this is legitimately just me playing around. If you would like to adopt her though, please DM me on Twitter. I will happily give her to somebody if someone would like to adopt her. Please take this strawberry devil off my hands. Thick thighs make the best pillows and earmuffs. She's got pretty thick thighs. She's doing well for thickness, I think. Maybe a little more thick. I think we need to bring the skirt in a little bit. So we'll reduce the flare and we'll reduce the puff. Thank you. I'll take her. What will you do with her? Are you gonna be a VTuber with her? She'll get along swimmingly with the apricot devil I adopted 2 weeks ago. Now that we've got the clothing on, we might actually go through and make her hair a little bit longer. There's nothing wrong with longer hair. Make it a bit longer and a little bit thicker too. Bring this one down, out a little bit. Sorry for random questions, just want to know more of what's going on. Yes, I do have a Twitter! Did that skirt is rigged? No, the skirt is not rigged. Actually, it might be, I'm not sure. Let's test it. Ah, it has a bit of a rig to it. We didn't rig it, but it's there. Nothing bad, I'm just gonna support them and do fatherly things with them. Devil parent. I quite like how she's turned out. I think she is cute. So, we're gonna quickly save her. And next step is to give her wings. Wings was something that a lot of people asked for when I said I was going to do a tutorial. So we do need to give her some wings. So for wings, we go to hair. And I know that sounds insane, but just hear me out. Go to hair. Get a big net for our hair. A big one. And then we go to the back. We want no thickness. And we want a lot of width. We're going to make a new hair material. And we're just going to... We need one that has 3 or 4 control points. There we go. We have one with 3. So the width we can put up to probably 0.5. So 0.5. Now, you might be looking at that and going, what on earth is going on here? Just hear me out, just listen. So, we put these on their own texture. And there's a really good reason for that. So now that we have our texture, did you model in Vroid? Yes, this is all through Vroid. Now that we have our texture, we are going to switch over to Photoshop. And we're actually just going to draw up some wings. So, I'm going to go whoosh. And we'll just very quickly make some wings up for her. So, go 10 pixels I think. That should be... That might be a little too thin, we'll go 15. So there's a piece there, a piece there. This one needs to have a bit of curve to it. Apply that. And apply that. We now have a very rough little thing for our wings. Give her that and that. That's a cool trick. This is how I like to do my wings. Your mileage may vary with this because it depends on honestly how stubborn you are and how long you want to spend fidgeting with it until you can get it right. So I'm happy with that shape. So we'll duplicate that and bring it over here as well. And then we'll make a new one. Arc that one up by maybe 40%. And spin it so it works. Got those ones, rasterize them, merge them. This is also speedrunning making wings with Akari. So a little bit of that. A little bit of that. Then the other ones. Merge them. Rasterize them. Now let's erase those down into neat little wing points. Angie, thank you for the follow. There's one. Oh. There's two. And PD, thank you also for the follow. There's three. We are drawing wings for our strawberry demon that we are making. Right. So here's our underside, here's our top side. Our top side, we want to give those a stroke outline. And we want to give them some colour. So let's make them black to match our horns. And we'll make the stroke a little bit thicker on them. I has coffee, Kitty is content. Alright. Next step. Cute egg, thank you for being here. I love the cute egg. If everyone in chat, Mago is very cute, and please give Mago all the love and support you can. Cute egg. I love the cute egg, thank you. Thank you for coming to my TED talk. I adore the cute egg. Cheggers. She is not a chegg, she is just a normal egg, but I love her nonetheless. Very quick scribble over these. Because we're gonna do the very, very easy way of doing wings. So wings are sort of just like big flaps of skin. So they really don't need too much effort as far as shading goes. So now that we've got that, what we do, we take this and we cut each section into its own layer. So that part there, that part there. Nick, thank you for gifting Mago a sub. Thank you, thank you. I love the egg. Alright, so we now have our top part of the wing, our bottom part of the wing, which I am going to actually make them a nice dark pink. a nice dark red, I think. And now for these parts, we do a quick color overlay. Sorry, we do a quick gradient to overlay a color on them. So we'll start with a darkish red because that's what we have in her hair. Then we'll go through to a pastel-y pink. Then we line it up so that we get a nice fade. I know that you can't see the menu that I'm using, but that's okay. Paste it onto all of them and then adjust our gradients. There we go. Cutting, I can die happy now. And a shadow, and we'll pump that one up a bit. Copy that. Paste it there. Paste it there. Ta-da! Very easy wings. Easy breezy wings. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Not difficult, difficult, lemon difficult. Now, I like to add textures to the wings. You don't have to do this. This is again aesthetic. Most of this is. I have a pack of brushes of like different circles that I like to use. So we're going to, I think we'll go with a white one and then we'll put a glow on it. So do that. And we will outer glow them with a nice pink. And then bring the fill down so that we've got a little something something in the wings. So that it's not just a wing. Right. Now we quickly change our background to a colour we don't have. Or black, that works too. And we start to erase. So we don't need all of this part on our final wings. Alright, here's our end result with our wing. So what we do, we save that. And then we open up a hair texture. And at this point you're probably going, what on earth are you doing? You absolute crazy lunatic. So here's a random hair texture. It's actually my own hair texture. We close that. And we bring in the wing that we just made. Turn it that way. Crank it all the way up. Duplicate that. Flip it horizontally. Get them nice and lined up so that they're touching. They need to be equal. So, yep, those are touching. We can zoom back out. It doesn't matter if they deform in this point. This is actually fine. So now we have this. And at the moment it still looks insane. Like, you're still probably sitting there going, what on earth? So we save that. And we're going to come back over to Reroid. And we're going to import the layer we just had with the two wings. Remove that one. And we now have a very strange looking thing. That is fine. That is okay. Now we put the width down to 1. Remember how I was saying about the width that we need to make sure that everything matches up? What we did with the wings, I'll go back to it. Remember how I said that one side is the front, one is the back. There you go. We have the front side of the wing and the back side of the wing. So, as you can see, she has a wing. And an upside down wing too. So now we can use the control points to stretch her wing out. I'm not really liking the way that point looks. I feel like that point's a little bit too chubby. That's what erasers are for. So I'll just quickly erase this point down a little bit. And I didn't leave my mirror tool on, but that's okay. Go back over it. That one's looking a bit better. And then this one. Still a bit chubby, but that's okay. I can live with that. So we're back to one upside down wing and one right way up wing. Now adjust that middle bit and we can get the wings to a different height. Yeah, it's a bit chunky. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. So we'll adjust the offset of the texture until they line up. So there we go. Ta-da! Very simple way to do wings. Then it's just adjust to your liking. Season until ready. I'm not complaining. I think it looks quite good. How are the bones set up, or are there no bones? There are bones. So each wing needs its own bone group. So that one, we'll create a group. So for wings, I only have one bone, and I have my fixed point about there-ish. I also bring my stiffness up a bit, so that they're not overly malleable. That's a good way of showing it. So there we go, we've got a bit of movement, but we don't have too much. Obviously, if you want more flappy wings, you can have more flappy wings. Choice is yours. Again, I am not the hair police or the wing police. If you really want to have flap, what I do is I have 2 bones. So this was at 56. At about 70. Yep. So what that'll do is that'll give it just that little bit more movement. Alright, I'm liking how she's looking, so I'm going to save her very quickly, and we're going to test her out. So we'll let this save, and I'm going to export her. Just a desktop will be fine, and I'm going to quickly go to a BRB screen and switch my model over, and then I'll come back as our creation. Da da da! How do I look? So cute! Obviously I haven't changed all my blend shapes, so the face will be a little bit wonky. Like, if I hotkey the smile, it looks a bit wonky. That's easy to fix, that's just fixed through Unity. Her wings can go flap flap. Kawaii, arigato. Giving permanent teeth is also done through Unity. But, yeah. Without doing the little extra parts, this is the end result. I think she's quite cute. Quickly move her down so you can see the horns. Someone's gonna clip this and be like, Akari's imitating other streamers, blah 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 blah. But like, nah, we know what's going on, chat. So if I zoom her out and bring her up, you can see more of her model. I love the red. I think she turned out really, really cute. You know, we went into this with chat guiding me as to what colours we're going to use and what we're going to do, and she turned out pretty good. I am a pretty big fan. Chat, let's have a clap. We did great, didn't we, chat? Thank you for helping me and helping with colours. Strawberry Demoness successful. Should I stay as her for the rest of my stream? Yes. Should we do another character? Should we do another model? We can do another one, but everything is picked by chat. It'll be a request only model. So yeah, if you're interested in adopting this cute strawberry demon, please DM me on Twitter and we can talk about it. Cause like, I'm quite attached. I would love to see her used as someone's VTuber avatar. I think she's very cute. I would support them wholeheartedly. Joecraft, thank you for the follow. Oh, chat, how are we feeling about her? Zoom in on her face. I think her face came out really well. I love her. I've only had this character for 2 hours and 48 minutes. And if anything happened to her, I would kill everyone here and then myself. Vroid is free. Yes, it is. All of this for $0. I love long red-haired gals. So do I. I will laugh so hard if Twitch makes this the thumbnail for like the stream. Can she be my waifu? I guess so. She is nobody's. She's like a strawberry cherry demon. She's so cute. I love her. OG Star Dragon OP. I agree. It feels very weird not being in my own body. I'm kind of creeped out. Imagine her with a cutty beauty things. Why not just imagine me then? Me as actual me. The new model is Ultra Akari. No, it isn't. This is just a test, an example, an exhibit. This is just showing. It is a tutorial. I talk it hard, I can only handle so much coolness. The galaxy eyes. There we go. Easy character creation. She's quite cute. I am a very big fan. Alright, I'm gonna go back to a BRB screen. So that's the thing that you need, Uni VRM. And it lets you manage VRM models, which is what Vroid exports at natively. It's just still opening up. And we wait. Right, I'm going to bring it in here. And fix this up a little bit. And it's still importing packages and all of that. So we'll wait for it. It's very slow to boot up, and this makes me really annoyed when I'm like trying to get a model done really quickly. But that's okay. That's okay. We have time. We're learning today. Also, nobody commented on it, but my fairy lights at the top are animated now. They're all animated and sparkly. Unity takes so long always. I know. Alright. So now that we've got it open, I'm going to go to my Uni VRM. I'm going to import the character that we've made. I did last night. Last night? It wasn't animated last night. Fairy lights are cute. Thank you. Yeah, they happened to change right when I said it. I feel like it's more comfy. I'm glad that nobody noticed, to be honest, because that means that it's not too much. You know what I mean? Right. So we have our character imported, and one of the folders here will be blend shapes. So it'll show us all of the expressions that they'll make. So you've got your neutral face, your completely normal one. You've got the face when they go ah, etc, etc. And how it works is that whenever you talk, it is like rapidly applying and merging those blend shapes together to try and recreate what your actual face is doing through the program you use. So we're going to give her just upper fangs. So we need to go through every single blend shape and change this thumb one up, and you can see that they start pointing through. You can also change the rest of the blend shape if you want. So for example, the angry and anime mouth. It's not just the mouth. So the angry, if I put my own angry on, my angry blend shape is, all my blend shapes are edited. That's just how it is. So you can change where each thing will be. So we can give her an entirely new angry face. She's got a little bit of a pout. Leafy is mad, thank you for the follow. Make sure, and Dylan, thank you for the follow as well. Make sure that we've got our fang blend shape on. Now our blink, you can see that the blink is actually too far because of the eye shape that we have. So we want to bring the blink down a little bit so that we don't have the clipping in that we get there. Hear me out, carbon fiber. What? Alright, so our blink, and then we need our upper fangs. Blink left. For some reason, I can't wink. My model just refuses to. E is always a scary one naturally. I turn my E blend shape way down. Extra. Extra is the one that only female Vroids get this for whatever reason. For me, my extra is edited from being like that to being my hard eyes. So the way you can edit it, extra has two things. It has the eye extra, which is, it basically folds the eyes up into a line that's invisible. It folds the bottom eyelid over the top of the entire eye. So we want to turn that off, and then down the bottom is the overlay for the extra. So if we turn those off, now she doesn't have an extra expression. So what we're going to do is, I know you can't see it, but when you open up Unity, it will give you a ton of different options for making your project. By default, they go into your documents. So you want to go into your documents, find the folder that's named after your project, go to Assets, and then Textures. And in your Textures folder, there will be every texture that you've used. So I'm going to, I wonder if I can. I'm gonna display capture for a second and show you. And you can see our weird cross one here. You can see all our hair textures, our wing texture, everything we've used. Right, I'm turning that off. But basically, all we need to do is replace the texture that's the eye extra one with a texture that we want. So I'm actually just going to use my own normal texture because I can't be bothered. I don't feel like making her her own texture at 2:12 in the morning. So I'm going to grab the one that I use for Akari. And I actually have it saved with the name preset, so it's just copy and paste it in. So now that I've copy and pasted it, now that I go back, occasionally you need to delete the metadata, occasionally not. So I'll delete that and copy it, repaste it in, go back into Unity, face, and turn what used to be the crossover thing, put it back up to this, and ta-da, now she has a bit below 100, because otherwise it will poke out over your eyeballs, because it's made to be a giant thing that pokes over your eyeballs, so you need to be careful with it. So there you go, that's how you replace your extra shape. Fun, that's another blend shape that I like to move because this one looks really, really creepy by default. It's meant to be a small smile, so I reset it to something a bit smaller. Mick, thank you for gifting the sub. Very, very kind, very generous, feels good. And yes, this will go to my YouTube as a tutorial. I'll clip out the extra little bits and the bit where I insulted somebody. But yes, it will go up and it'll stay up. Right, our eye blend shape, that can stay as is. Oh, we didn't put our fangs on. We forgot that. Thanks. Fangs. Fangs, yes. Didn't put on an extra. And for the extra, don't be afraid to blend different things together. Well, for all of them, you can adjust them how you want, so you don't need to have it like that. You could have their mouth hanging open as well. I did put the fangs back on for that, didn't I? Yes, I did. So our new extra is a combination of all different blend shapes. Our Joy is another one that's broken by default. So we will make her a bit happier. Make sure that her eyes close properly. For a bit of a wider smile. But not that big. And make sure she has fangs. Neutral. She already has the fangs for that one. Our O, she needs the fangs. My hand needs work, I think. I need to fiddle with these blend shape things. Blend shapes are really scary until you do them the first time, and then you're like, oh, this is so easy. Sorrow is another one that I like to change because the mouth gets really, really wonky. So I honestly just set it to the eyebrow parts and not the rest of it. Surprised you can change if you want. Personally, I do most of the time. I'm not going to now. Our U face. Give her the fangs. Look down. Even though these ones are named like they're different, they don't appear it, but they do go over the top when you actually do the action that goes with them. So looking right is this blend shape. Most of the time it doesn't make too much of a difference if you forget one, but try your best to get every blend shape exactly where you want it. Alright, so now we're going to export her as a humanoid through the VRM menu at the top. Example character version 1 author Akari. We're going to export her. Just going to save over my original I'm gonna go back to a BRB screen. We're back. And as you can see, she has the blend shapes we've given her. She has fangs. It's a succubus. You make it look easy. I have done this too many times. There you go. There's how you do the Unity side of things as well. And here is our character chat that I will treasure forever. She's very cute. I very much love her. Alright. Any last things, chat? Any last things? Thank you for the cheer, thank you, and it's not a problem. I've been meaning to do a tutorial for a while, but I've been putting it off because I don't feel confident enough in my skills. But we're here. We got here. Turned out amazing, well done. Thank you. Thank you. It really helped me a lot. Thank you! I'm so glad. This goes to my YouTube. Yes, it will. I'll edit it out a little bit so that little teeny tiny parts are fixed up. And, you know, we don't have too many strange things going on, like me insulting people when that guy wrote that really stupid spam in chat. Because I feel like TOS. Monka TOS. Yeah, keep it classy, keep it less than 3 hours for a tutorial. I'll speed up through some of the parts. Like me fighting with different blend shapes will be edited out as well. Did I join at the last minute? Yes you did, this is the character we made, Chibi. Thank you all for the hearts that are being spammed at the moment too. If you didn't know, you can click on the little heart on my stream and it will spam hearts to me. It's really cute. I saw it on Selena's stream and I was like, I need that. Thank you for the bits, thank you for the cheers. Thank you for the heart spams. I am very grateful, and I am amazed that we've been averaging like in the 30s to 40s of viewers. Like I'm seeing the progress from streaming just slowly adding up and up and up, and I'm really grateful. The new character is super cute, but not as cute as OG Akari. I'm glad you like her. She was decided on by chat. Chat decided what she was gonna have. Thank you all so much. I'm not used to my work getting so many like compliments and stuff. She's a succubus. She started off as a succubus and by the end of it we were like, yeah, she's a like strawberry demon. But either way, I think she's cute. I'm quite happy. I'm very glad that everyone was here to help out with design choices and whatnot. She has nothing on the cheese queen. She is not our true queen. Chat is Papa. Yes, Chat is Papa now. We have Papa Chat. Papa Chatu and Mama Kari. The prophecy came true. Thank you all for also getting me over 700 followers. I'm in awe. I'm amazed. That's so cool. Daddy Chatty. We might do more streams of like making characters that Chat decides on, because this has honestly been really fun. I've had fun. I've enjoyed this. Milk Drops, thank you for the follow. Partner when? I am nowhere near partner. I'm nowhere near partner. Give me partner. Has cheered 10 bits. Thank you for the bits. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I had a lot of fun and it was super educational. As a teacher, that is like the highest honor you can bestow upon me. Fun and educational at the same time is like, it's the highest honor. It's the highest of compliments. So thank you very, very much. I like her. I like watching her move. I like how her pigtails move. Me name's Stuart. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel sorry for new followers who didn't know that this is the model we made and are like, oh, look at our cool model. Sorry. This is not normally me. I was wondering why it said 683. We were at 680 when we started the stream, so we've made progress. Thank you so much. 700. My goal was 10,000. My goal when I started was 10,000, and we're slowly creeping up. Next it's 1,000. Then it's 2,000. Then it's 3,000. Blah 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 blah. And then we'll have 10,000. And then we achieve world domination. I learn stuff I might never use, but I like learning new things. I mean, that's not a bad thing. It's good to know things, even if you never use them. Like, I'll never use some of the things I know, but we're here. I hit the heart too much and it made it full screen, and I spam more and it went regular screen. There's the Queen Demon Dragon, she's here to eat also. No, this is the model we made. This is Chat's baby. Chat, this is your baby. I am your daughter now, Chat. And I demand a late bedtime and ice cream. Local demon demands ice cream. And head pats. What's with the royal cloth on your neck? I don't know, it was on their clothes. You've already dominated my heart. Maybe one day you can show us how to do the male model too. I'm not good at male models. I've only ever made one, and it came out well. It was for the person who won the giveaway for my debut. But I can try. We can try and do a tutorial. Knowledge is power, morals will decide good or evil. Exactly. Who'd I impregnate this time? Me? If I insulted our own child, I'm sorry, I'll buy it. This is our child chat. Head pats. Thank you for the head pats. I will also use the heart thing that you can spam as a head pat giver. So if I see hearts being spammed, I will take it as head pats. Hint hint, please spam me with head pats. Please, I beg of you. Look at them all! Oh, I love them so much. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the head pats. Not paying child support unless I help raise the child. You don't take me out for movies anymore, Dad. Come on, sweetie, let's go get some ice cream. Good. All I want is ice cream. Spam, but not too fast or it goes full screen. Yeah, you gotta strategically spam it. You gotta do it once a second, I think. Yeah, once a second. I'm totally not spamming my own hearts. More pets, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's because of the damn virus. Aw. Child would be like, yep, this is your child. Pat, 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 pat. Thank you for the pats. Pat, pat. Please provide. Put the heart on the head. I don't think we can move the heart. Sana, hello, hello. Mr. Universe, thank you for the follow. This is our character that we made, Sana. Question for child, what flavour ice cream? Strawberry! Can't you see? Clearly strawberry. Overall, I feel like this model came out really, really well. Akariteru, you better be sleeping soon as well. I will! I will! Good night. Good night. I feel like there's always room for improvement. But this was like a 3-hour make. And I think she turned out pretty well, all things considered. So thank you chat for coming on this journey with us. Streamlabs is advertising the Discord, please join it. I hang out there outside of streams and we mess around. I ask what on earth I should stream for the next day. I'm like, I want to do either this or this. And it ends up we end up doing something entirely different. There's also a channel to clip and meme me on. So please feel free to meme me. I gotta get up earlier for streams now. I'm sorry! It was great considering you walk a bunch of dum-dums through it. I'm glad that I could help people. Like I said, I've been meaning to do this, it's just been a bit scary considering there's like professionals and then I'm just doing this. Had to voice my opinion on the model, looks very good, and it was also nice to see you work on it. Thank you! Thank you very much. She isn't my normal type. I do love the red, I'm not a fan of the pink. But like, I'm also not a huge fan of the hairstyle, it was more just to show how to do different things. But I still really like her. We'll make some form of dragon or something next time. Maybe I'll stream me working on an Akari model.